Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, for the next couple of weeks and or months, depending on how lazy I am, I'm going to be having videos that I filmed at a crop back in March, since I'm going to be cropping with other people, I will not be able to do introductions in real time, so I just went ahead and made these at my house before I headed off to the crop. So for today's video, I will be working with my Wild Hare kit, which is filled with product from the spring of 2018. It is a combination of a petite Wild Hare kit club and then items from my own stash that I picked to go with it. All right, folks, let's get going. Hey everyone, so here I am with another episode of Lift and Sketch with Christy and Rachel. As you see, we are doing a lift of this wonderful sketch by Sue Plumb for Cocoa Vanilla. Now I have a bit of a cold, so I might sound a little nasally, and I apologize for that. This is going to be a mixed media layout, so I am going to start off using some clear gesso over this piece of paper from Maggie Holmes Flourish. I think at some point I show you guys the papers I'm using, I just don't remember right now. So we are starting off by using some white acrylic paint, and I actually didn't bring any with me, so I managed to borrow this from one of my friends here. I'm at the crop, as I mentioned in the beginning, and so I'm just going to spread that messily over the layout, wait for it to dry, and then I really love the look it gave over this darker piece of pattern paper. Now I'm trimming it off, and I had a little bit of trouble there. It is from the Flourish line. It is called Hummingbird. It is beautiful. I was super happy to use it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some of the other papers from this kit I've put together. Before I do that, I realize that my background paper isn't completely dry yet, so I'm going to start my layering off the main piece of paper. So what I have here are several pieces of paper that did not come in my kit. I added them to my kit from my stash. I like to do that with the petite kits from the Wild Hare Kit Club because it's a way to bring what you already own into new product. So a lot of this is stuff I bought just randomly, and then a bit of it is stuff that came in the kit. So the aqua polka dotted paper I backed my photo with, that came out of my stash. This paper right here, the darker paper, is from Pink Fresh Studio, and that came in my kit. And then the pink paper I'm matting my photo on right now also came from my stash, and that is from Maggie Holmes Carousel. And I do believe, once again, I do end up showing you which papers they are when they're newer items, especially like that you can still get in scrapbooking stores. I do like to show you what it is, just in case you have any interest in getting it yourself. So there we have Carousel, Dazzle. I did forget to slow down on the other one. I don't remember what it's called, I'm sorry, but it is from the Carousel line. And then this last one is from Pink Fresh Studio. I know it's from the BU collection. Looks like I forgot to show you that one as well. But it is, as I said, from Pink Fresh Studio BU collection. So while my background paper is drying, I'm just going to lay out what I want my layout to look like. Sorry, I got a little distracted by what I'm doing and forgot to actually speak actual words. So the papers are from Carousel, and then I pulled into this kit from my stash the ephemera and acetate pieces that came in the Atlas collection. That's a collection by Pink Paisley. It's a couple of years old, but the colors matched really well with what this particular kit looked like. I had also pulled in these bits and pieces from an Ellie Studio collection. I don't remember which one it is. It could be Family Fun. I'm pretty sure it's Family Fun, but not 100% sure. So I apologize for forgetting that. I'm also adding this heart die cut, and I decided to trim that acetate tag in half. I am going to use it down at the bottom near that other tricolored tag that is also from Ellie Studio. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this together as it's all attached underneath my photo, and I decided to shorten that pink piece up. So I ended up layering one side over the other. I just knew I didn't want it to stretch as far as it was stretched right then. So I'm liking the way this is looking. I do end up moving that acetate piece, and that says live in the moment. I originally had it over on the right hand side, but I decided to move it over to the left hand side. And I'm trying to place that tag from LA Studio that says always be you, and it isn't working the way I currently have the layout, but I do end up making a change, and it does end up on the layout. So now that my paper is dry, I'm going to go ahead and add some more mixed media, because what I'm interested in trying to do is do a version of the packaging technique. So because I have tons of gesso and then tons of acrylic white paint on here, what I thought I would do is lay down a lot of mist and then kind of just splotch it using a plastic bag, except it doesn't exactly work. So what I instead do is spray down some Jenny B blue and then mist over it with deep blue sea and velveteen green, which were the three colors I did in the first place. And by adding that amount of liquid, I got the look I was going for. So now time has passed, everything has dried, and I can lay my layout down the way I wanted to. But first, I'm going to go ahead and attach that bottom piece of that tag using my tiny attacher. I was super excited that I remembered to use that. Now, anytime I do mixed media on a layout, I always do a mixture of my ATG and my liquid glue. I find that with the gesso, the ATG doesn't stick long term, but it sticks enough in the short term to get my liquid glue to dry, because with the gesso as well, the liquid glue takes longer to dry than it normally does. So I'm adding a little bit more of the carousel paper that has the chevron arrows on them, and by adding those two, I am able to add that always be you tag without a weird gap that I was having before. So I'm going to start working on my title, and it's going to be Oh Dear. I think about what I wanted to do actually was do Deer, Deer, but I only had one E left in this particular font, and I didn't have any more of it. So I just went with the oh dear in the traditional sense of the word as oh dear, which is what I wanted my title to be. So as you can see, I am a deer in this particular layout. This was a Snapchat photo, and I was just on my layout is about how these can be a little addicting, taking all these cute little animal photos of yourself on Snapchat. Now, I did another layout about trying to figure out how to use Snapchat, and so I have realized I really need to concentrate on maybe making a smaller version of my Snapchat photos rather than a 12 by 12 page for every Snapchat photo I take. I apologize if you can hear noise in the background. It is a very nice day here, so I have some windows open. Hey, we have not had a lot of nice days here in New England, so I'm taking advantage. All right, I am almost done with this. Before I go, I do want to mention, please check out Christy's take on this lift. I will put a link to her channel in the description box below. I am adding some wood veneer rectangles that have words embossed on them. I add the word shenanigans and the word stories because both of those are important. I'm also adding some enamel dots in all the areas, and I'm just trying to use up the rest of these colors. That is it for me today. Thanks so much for joining me here. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.